Are we live yet? Hello, everybody. How are you this evening? Man, it's been a crazy day for silver, hasn't it, Mike?
It has.
Are we public? I don't know. I guess we are. I don't know. Can you hear me now? So we got Mr. Franker here, Yoke fans here. Ken on mine. Hello, Silver Shelby Stacker, Big Rocky, Ty McFadden, and Marco Polo. I'm going to show
Speaking
something.
of Marco Polo,
I'm going to show something first.
I seen him in Joplin, Missouri.
Yeah,
and I think you want to show. I want you to go ahead and show yours first. What he
mine's
gave
a littler. Here. I don't know if I can show it very well. There it is. Oh, upside down. It's kind of getting the glare of the screen. There it is.
I can see it. Should have took it out of plastic. Wouldn't have been.
You think?
I know.
Oh, man. I'm terrible, aren't I?
Get it zoomed in. There you go. Get it zoomed in. You can do it. You can do
I
it.
can do it.
There you go. Perfect.
Upside down.
Upside down. Yes.
Then the other side. Pretty
that
cool.
That is a really nice token coin.
Yeah, it's a copper token, man.
What the heck happened to your shirt, man?
I don't know, man.
There it is.
Weird. That was weird,
and
wasn't
guys,
it? Thank you, Marco Polo.
Marco Polo, I think you thought of me even more.
Oh, here, let's wait a minute.
Let's get this.
There you go.
And guys, I talked about this and I showed it in my video. I'm sorry. I showed it in my video. This is a 46 star flag. 46 state was Oklahoma. And Marco and his club got together and gave me that. And I really appreciate Marco and all of his followers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. See, I go show this to Angel. I go the bag and show. I said, look at that, Angel.
But Marco thinks I should hang that behind me. Marco thinks I should hang the flag behind me in a picture frame. But I was talking to Keith just before the show. I don't think everybody thought that through. My chair sits all the way back against the wall. And I'm so scared if I put it in that frame, I'm going to hit the frame, break the frame, flag comes out and gets cut up by glass. I would never forgive myself.
You need to pull your desk and everything up forward, yeah.
Well, then I wouldn't have room. I got a very small office, guys. Marco has been in my office. He realizes it is small. It's not built big. They put me in a little big square box.
You know, I didn't even pay attention that was your office that you're filming from. I thought you were just sitting out in the middle of the store. I didn't know.
Nope, it's my office.
Yeah, I was getting up. So, guys, silver has been on fire today. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the coin show that we just attended that Mike right there hosted. And I even made a video yesterday, did I not? Talked about
you did. Show. You did. I seen that video.
Collectibles were going pretty good. There were just a few minor incidents there where there were a couple of dealers selling below spot, and it kind of made the people didn't make them. It just kind of got the people to where they didn't want to pay spot. So there wasn't much bullion selling. Some of the more collectible stuff was selling, but that was just an isolated incident. You had that one who had $50, one per customer, Christmas rounds. Remember that?
Yep.
He only allowed one per customer, and he wouldn't let
they do that once a year.
Yeah, every year they do that.
They are very generous people. I know them well. I will not mention their names because they don't like to be on camera or anything else. And so we'll leave it at that. They like to give back. And I think that's great that they do that. Every year they put something out there they want to sell cheap. And it's not really selling it cheap. They're selling it to maybe their costs they have in it, but they like to give back.
Yeah, and then there was one more dealer that was selling a lot of stuff under melt, but he was selling because he needed the money for Christmas or something, right? is what he said.
Yeah, actually, yes, he did
By
need some
Christmas,
extra
a lot
money,
of
but
Christmas.
and like today, I had a couple people in sell them to me today because I don't know about you guys' state, but our state decided to raise our taxes by about 15%.
Wow.
Property taxes are up 15%, and they think we wouldn't notice. I
Well,
don't
my
know.
water bill went up 35% last year.
When you're
So
putting $600, $700 to $1,000 on $1 million home, yeah, you notice it 15%.
yeah, there was I didn't sell silver. My pure silver, the cheapest I sold it was 60, and I sold a few of them. So, I mean, if that's any consolation of what's going on, I think right now, I mean, especially now that it's went up, how far did it go up today? $2.50 or something like that.
Yeah, something like
It's
that.
crazy. It
It
reached
got up almost to 62 or 61.
61. Yeah, it was 60.96 for the high, is what I'm seeing.
Well, it's at
60.97.
60.97 now.
Oh, look at that. Silver is sitting right now at 60.93 ask, and gold is sitting at 42.11.
I got 60.97 asked.
Well,
You
maybe
need to
it's
refresh that.
nope, I still got 93, man.
Well, maybe I need to refresh
Gold to
mine.
silver ratio is 69.23.
I'm telling you, I just refreshed it. Here, let me get it up there.
Oh, I'm seeing it. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
I just refreshed it.
But on the
Yeah.
computer, it's not
The
showing.
computer is confused
Oh,
right
no, the
now.
computer's showing 6105 now.
Uh-oh.
So maybe I should change the name to this. Silver Top 61. Should I change it, guys? Tell me in the chat. Anyway, the topic is silver top 60 per ounce. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other things. We're going to talk about the show. So do remember, guys, to put some question marks in front of your chat so we can sit there and make it happen. We can
Right. And just remember, guys, I know you're seeing some videos out there where guys are saying they bought silver under spot. Guys, if you're buying it from your LCS, he's got to replace it. He does not get it at spot. So just remember, yeah, you might find some deals here and there at the show because somebody's doing something that during the holidays or whatever. Don't expect it all the time because we also still got to keep our lights on.
And some of these guys that are selling it under spot, at spot, they're not planning on replacing it. They're just taking advantage of this newly titled video, Silver Top 61 per ounce. I had to change it. I was OCD like that. But Silver Top 61 an ounce just a few minutes ago. And these guys aren't planning on replacing it.
No.
They are a few of the people that maybe dealers and some of the retail customers, they haven't got the confidence that it's going to stay up. So it did create a little bit of different dynamic in the show as far as bullion's concerned, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Yes.
That was definitely a different dynamic. But people, what about collectibles? How did you do on collectibles over there?
I don't know. Did you guys see my video?
I did.
I think I did pretty good on collectibles. Oh, wait, I bought them. That's right. But no, I was selling collectibles.
Here we go. 3 question marks. Thank you, Marcus Green. Since silver has reached new all-time highs, what silver would you stack to get maximum value for your purchase? Generic 1 ounce rounds, 90% ASEs. What say you, Mike?
Oh, guys, I would stack 90% silver dollars and 90% because right now you can get both of them a little under spot, and these are just going everywhere, even on your LCS.
And see, and that's the reason why you can find 90% under spot. Unlike
but that's silver dollars too. Beast dollars are going underneath spot. Decent looking ones. I'm selling VFs to XF under spot.
Unlike the pure silver rounds where we have to continually buy them from wholesalers to keep up with the demand, 90% comes across the counter, which allows us to sell it a little cheaper. So that's something you have to keep in mind as well. Just seeing some question mark. Wolf Tracks. Thank you, my friend. With silver gold ratio closing in, what are your thoughts about trading silver for gold? I think I covered that last week. For me, what was your thoughts? Where are you going to trade some silver and get some gold in?
Well, I've got all my ratios I need on both, but I'll always trade gold for silver.
Well, I would probably trade a little bit of silver for gold. I like 50 to 1. I mean, that's just me.
50 to 1.
Yeah, if I can give up 50 ounces of silver for an ounce of gold, I would do that. And just like 100 to 1 the other way around. That's just me, though. I mean, I'll trade whatever the ratio is when it comes to the business. But for me to take my personal stuff and trade it off, I would want 50 to 1. Just not into trading unless it's worthwhile for me.
I'm that guy. I'm waiting for that 35 to 1, then I'm in.
Okay, here we go. Barbara Wall says, retail buyers seem to not be driving the futures. Who is driving the price higher? Well, you're absolutely right. The retail buyers are not driving the paper market. That would be somebody like maybe JP Morgan's give up on trying to manipulate it. I don't know. It would be bigger companies like JP Morgan, possibly.
Well, guys,
Comex.
if you watch the world news, you'll see what really happens to paper when they call it all back. And I'm talking about England. Over there, they called back their silver. A lot of people want to cash in their paper. And guess what happened? They didn't have enough silver to cover the paper. And we already knew that was going to happen.
Eventually, maybe the silver market's going to be like the Mercury dime market, Roosevelt dime market, the Franklin $50 market, where they're going to, you know how you got full bell lines, full torch, stuff like that. Maybe someday they'll separate the paper market from the physical market and have two different prices.
Or the Carson City market, the Carson City silver dollar market, that could do something too.
Now, the Feds did announce a possible rate cut, and Eric Williams says, do you think silver spiked today in anticipation to the Fed cut, or will it likely jump again tomorrow after announcement? I don't think that was the sole contributor to it. I think it probably had a little bit to do with it, but not the sole contributing factor. What say you, Mike? Why do you think silver spiked today?
Hang on a second, Keith.
There's someone in the chat that asked if they see you at fun and show it and have a Hawaiian shirt on, if they can get a selfie with you.
They sure can.
I was just fixing to get to that question.
They sure can.
I was going to get to that one right after this one.
Okay, well, let's finish up where you're at.
What do you think? Do you think the market's going to jump again after the Fed announcement?
I think it is. I think it is. Did it have something to do with today? It might have had a little bit, but no. What they're going to do when that's fully announced, I think it will make it jump a little more.
Here's from Ashes. Mike, if you want to show up your booth at the fun show in a Hawaiian shirt, I can get a selfie with you.
Well, you know what, guys? I'm
was
down there
talking
by
about.
the U.S. Mint. I have 4 tables there. Come on by. I would love to do a selfie with you.
Well, now Shep Celsius is saying something here. He says, for foreign silver, do you see anything happening in the market that could change the popularity of Philharmonic, screw grands, etc., or will they remain the stepchildren to Maples and Brits? Actually, the Philharmonic is the best-selling bullion round in Europe.
It is.
It not?
It is.
So it's not a stepchild.
But what's really funny, this is what I'm glad you brought that up. What's really funny, and in January, I will see some of these people. They're going to come over and see if I got any Philharmonics that I can sell. Here's the reason why, guys. Over there, not only do they have a premium, there is a tax they charge them, which is kind of high. So when they come over here, they can buy it from me like $2-3 over, take it back, and they're able to undersell their competition because they didn't have to pay all them taxes and premiums that they have to pay over there.
Of course, that's them getting in trouble there. They're required to pay their own tax. We ain't telling anybody to avoid taxes.
Well, I didn't say who it was.
Yeah, what they do once they buy it from us is none of our business, right?
I'm just saying, I'm going to just tell you, this goes on all around the world because it happens here too.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this $61 silver because it's up there. It is.
You mean that $62 silver tomorrow?
It is at right this very moment $60.97. So basically $61 silver.
We're talking $62 silver tomorrow.
You think? Okay. The question I have is, what do you think it will take for people to be comfortable with the price? Because I did notice a little bit of people being a little skittish, like that one guy tried to buy $59 Eagles off me. It wasn't happening, but he tried.
I want to make sure I look like a patriot when I talk.
Okay.
I really like that, Marco.
What do you think it's going to take to bring the confidence to the people with silver?
Well, the thing is, people rely too much on, and guys, this is even us. We're not analysts. We're not telling you to buy or not. Use your better judgment. Don't rely on what you always see on TV or internet or anything else. Use your better judgment. And saying that, guys, if you're a true stacker and you want to keep on stacking and you're doing it for your wealth, use your guts, okay? Because yes, eventually it's going to keep probably moving a little bit more forward. It will have a little slip back. But don't jump the boat because it does that, because that's when you get hurt. I know a lot of people when in 2011, it jumped so fast down that everybody, and Keith, you remember this, we was having people come in left and right just 2 days after the big drop, bringing stuff into us, selling it. I got to get rid of it. I got to get rid of it. And guys, the thing is, it was going so fast that the founding company did the same thing they're kind of doing today. It's a little different today, but they dropped their numbers down, what they was paying. Forced us to drop ours numbers down, what we was paying, because we had to have a way out too. So therefore, they was moving off the stuff. And look where it's at today if they would have just stayed, if they would have held. I actually have some people that come in my shop saying, Mike, I wish I would have just kept my position.
There's a lot of people that were in the market in 2011 when it went from in 2011 up to at 2020. It fell all the way down to 11, but it fell down to 13 in 2015. There were so many people in the market that they remember that, and I think that's part of why people are slightly skittish right now. They're just unsure, and they're thinking, well, if I can't get it at a deal, I'm not going to get it. But like you said, people sold it to you then, wishing they would have stayed in the market. These people that are being skittish are not willing to pay the price. They could be missing out on the next big opportunity, don't you think?
Right.
And I kind of covered that a little bit in my video yesterday.
They could. I mean,
Marcus Green says, do you think the high silver price has overtaken numismatic price of many common MS63 coins? Which numismatic coins are bargains now? What say you?
Well, the thing is, Benjamins. Oh my God, you can buy them at silver now.
Yeah, a nice looking Benjamin is a bargain.
63, 64
behind.
No, there's some Morgans not far behind. 62s, you can get really close. 61, 62s. 63s are going around 75, so they're still a little over. But guys, 60, 61, 62s are going like 60. I think 60s are going at $60. That's melt of a pure ounce, less than melt of a pure ounce. But
Mr. E says stores will be locked and loaded if there's a dip, if they don't sell off to melt. I think if there's a dip, there's going to be a lot of people buying in on silver because the run up, it's nowhere near done, I don't think. And again, that's just my opinion. If you want some financial advice, seek a licensed professional because I am not it. I am just a guy.
Guys, I buy a ton of stuff every day and I sell. The one thing I always say to all the guys that's trying to do bullion, hedge it, replace it. That's what that means. Buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. So if it did take the dump down, guess what?
It's
Don't
off.
just dump, buy it, sell it all the way down too, and you won't get hurt. I did it in 2011. I did it in 82. You got to keep going. You can't be scared of it. How do you think these big companies survived it? How do you think I survived it all these years? How do you think Keith survived it all these years? You got to remember, when you dump and you don't replace, then you made your loss. Unless you dumped on the high and never have no plan on coming back in, you're okay. But I got so many people getting back in the game because it went up, and asked them, why didn't I keep my stuff then?
I had a customer says, I'm stuck. I am not buying silver over $20. He goes,
He's
he
still
starts
buying silver
at 20, right? And then it gets just below 30. Well, I think it's going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And so he bought it all the way up. And then he goes, I'm not paying over 40. And this is, and then it gets over 40. And then he comes back at 45 or 46, somewhere in there. And he says, I just give up on stopping. If I think all the fundamentals are there, I'm going to keep on buying. It don't matter. And that leads me into this question right here from Lack Haneth. Hey, Mike, Keith, silver prices go to $100. Coin shop, stop buying silver. Do they or do they not, Mike?
No.
And he just said that we buy on the way up, we buy on the way down. What makes our prices that we pay and sell for is the determination the price the wholesalers give us. That will make the difference on what we buy and sell for, because we're looking to continue doing it.
So, guys, here's one thing I'm going to tell you. Right now, the wholesalers are about 10% back on silver. So, and this brings us into Silver Seeker's deal that he did.
Mm-hmm.
You seen that $55? Take a look. What is 10% of $60? Is that $6 back?
54.
There you go.
That's 54.
That's 10%. That's what the founded companies are doing right now. They're on a percentage because there's so much coming in, not a ton going out. But I'm going to tell you, the buyers are starting to step back in the game. And when they do, that will change the numbers. We'll get back to that 3 or 4% that we've worked out for many years as bullion.
A lot of people have worked on that number for years. 10% is not a huge profit. It sounds like it because it's like $5-6. Wow, that's a lot of money. But if you made 10% on $1, you make 10 cents. The more money a coin dealer puts out, the more percentage he has. Not more percentage, the more dollar amount it will be for him to make that smaller percentage. And that is kind of what happened too. It just sounded like it was such a great deal, but percentage-wise, it wasn't that great of a deal. Here we go. C-Bob says, I would buy St. Gaudens graded MS65 or 6 in this market for gold. What say you, Mike?
You cannot buy them yet for gold. Are we getting close?
Would you be buying them in this market? 65.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. 65s are getting closer to spot of pure gold, not spot of $20 gold pieces, guys. So let me straighten that out, because $20 gold pieces weigh 0.9675 of an ounce. But you can find 64 selling right there around the same price as an ounce of gold is selling for on its premium and everything.
Here we go. If you had $400,000, what would you do with it?
I'd invest it into gold and silver.
There you go. Same here. I believe the average person is struggling with the higher silver prices. The ability for them to change silver to green is becoming more difficult to do, generally speaking. I do think people are struggling not just with silver and gold prices, they're struggling with all prices. It's just crazy. And that does make a little bit of difference.
You got to remember, guys, look at the percentage of grocery tax and everything else today. Everything went up. And it's really not silver and gold in its percentages different. The prices went so high that it's looking different.
Well, here's an example of
But
how
look
to
at the
make
new
money.
car.
Yeah, they're too expensive. Here's an example of how to make money. Shep Celsius says professional traders don't dump their equities. They buy or sell a little on the way up, a little on the way down, and they never play with their entire roll of cash. And that is how you do it. That is what Mike was explaining earlier. You buy a little on the way up, sell a little on the way up, down, both ways, and never spend all your cash, and you'll be okay. Because if that super dip comes, you'll be ready for it. What do you? That's pretty well what you said earlier, right?
Yep.
Just shrunk it down for us.
But the bottom line is, guys, go with your gut. Everybody always asks me when's a good time to buy. In my world, every day, every time is a good time to buy. Every day, every time is a good time to sell too. It depends on what you're wanting to do. But just remember, if you're going to sell all your goods out and then it gets way up there and you're asking yourself, why did I do that? You can't blame nobody but yourself. Adjust to your beans, but keep your position.
That's right. Just sell a little, and that's how I buy silver and gold on my personal stack. I'll sell and buy back and forth. Here we go.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, this young man, and so did Seeger, they came their intention to buy some stuff and sell some stuff, but they brought stuff to make sure that they called me ahead of time, sold it to me, so I keep going and buying more stuff. They never gave up the position. They moved off stuff that ain't doing much good for them and moved in something that is doing something good for them.
That's exactly how it's done in this market. So back to the statement earlier, will coin shops still buy silver when it's $100? That tells you that answers the question right there.
$100, $200, $300, we're going to be buying.
Okay. Do you think, well, unless we run out of money, and we position ourselves in such a way that doesn't happen, do you think precious metals will get so high that the LCS will not buy them? And I think we covered that a little bit already, didn't we?
Well, that happened in the gold, didn't it?
Yeah,
Smaller
some
shops are
LCS
easy to buy.
stop. I think some will stop and they will just start doing numismatic stuff. But if they're in the market, in the bullion market, they're going to continue to go no matter how high it goes. Continue to buy, sell, and trade.
I stay in both markets, and here's the reason why. As you guys seen, I bought a bunch of cars in cities. And this guy didn't want to give up his position and what he had. He wanted to move off his collectibles and move it into precious metal is what they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Do I think that was a dumb thing? No, I think that's a smart thing. They made money in that, and now they're going to make money in precious metals. So they moved from one position to another, which was a very smart move. Didn't want the money. They wanted to keep going.
Mr. E3506 has got something else. And guys, this is not true here. There are so many people saying that you do not have to pay any tax when selling silver, gold, eagles, since they are U.S. currency. When you sell in the U.S. to LCS, etc., meaning if you sell a high amount. The law states, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a tax consultant or an accountant or anything like that, but the law clearly states that you have to pay taxes on any profit. It is up to you to turn it in. It's not necessarily the coin shop's responsibility, depending on how big the lot is or what the lot is. Sometimes the coin shop is required to turn in an 8300 form on you. But you are responsible for all your taxes due. Is that not correct?
1083 form. Yes, guys, here's the thing. Do we have to do a 1083 form on you if you sell me a couple $100,000? No, we do not. Okay? Because we're going to write you a check. Now, we are going to do the paperwork and everything. We're not going to do the tax form because that's up to you to report it to your guys. But if you come in asking for cash,
we have to report you.
We're going to have to report you. And I'm going to tell you, after the first of the year, because they changed some of the games on us, Mid-America, anything over 8,000, we're setting that form out.
It just depends on what the IRS sets for the stipulations.
They're tightening up the ropes on us, trying to find out who's money laundering and who's not.
And that is exactly why I tell people fractional gold is better than big gold, but some people love big gold because it's easier to move. Fractional gold has a larger premium, but you can do it a little bit less, I guess you could say, public. So here we go. Let's scroll down, Look at this.
But there is some of the companies already switched to not even wanting to do cash at all. They're writing you checks, period.
J Dog says almost 3 years. Time flies. Thank you for the membership, my friend. We appreciate you. We appreciate you a lot. Okay, here you go. If you barter with gold and silver, the government will never know. You can avoid taxes that way. Guys, I'm not going to advocate try to avoid your taxes. That's just something that popped up. I accidentally clicked. So let me stress, I'm not advocating to avoid paying taxes to IRS. I would never do anything like that. You're responsible for the taxes you owe. So always keep your receipt of what you paid for something so you don't have to pay taxes on a wholesale. Entire sale. Let me rephrase that. Because you're only liable for taxes on the profit. So there you go.
But he is right about one thing, Keith. I will give this to him. If you used it for trade, you never cashed it out. You still took something else. Now, the receipt's still there, guys. So
it's still there, and it's still considered a
profit. It's up to you when you do cash it out, what you guys do and how you handle it.
Well, it's like stocks. You buy a stock and you get a dividend. Even if you put the dividend reinvested into the stock and it's not in a retirement account, you owe taxes on the dividend. Even if you didn't take the money and they just put it back in, you still owe the taxes. It's the same way. If you take a piece of gold and you trade it for something, whatever value you got for that gold, you're responsible for the taxes. Again, check with an accountant or tax preparer for that. But I believe that's how it works. I use accountants for all my stuff. I don't mess with that. They tell me what I owe, and I just cry when I write the check. What about you, bro?
Well, I do, but just remember when you're trading, if you keep your same position, you didn't gain anything. Yes, that's still. But in the end, when you go to sell, that's when you got to remember. But the thing is, I'm going to tell you, you're going to find more and more shops that are going to refuse to give cash altogether because they've changed a couple of rules on us. And that's the real reason is they're trying to find out there who's money laundering. I deal with several different banks, but I won't say what bank this was. I never thought another bank would ask me for my other bank's audit. When we get audited every year, we got to do an audit. And now one of my other banks decides, well, we'd like to see your other bank's audit. Well, here's the thing. That's illegal, one thing, okay, guys? Another bank cannot ask for another bank's audit. If you give it to them, you could be opening yourself up if you didn't mean to do something different with one bank different than the other, and the other bank catches that and say, oh, wait, that looks like it could be money laundering. They get the bank that done it with you. They get you. That is stupid because one thing we do not do, we do not money launder. We never have, never will. But for another bank to ask for another bank's audit, guys, don't ever do that. They have no right, and you do not have to do it if they try to tell you to do.
Okay, before we go any further talking about this money laundering and everything else, guys, please remember we are doing this show for entertainment purposes. We could be right, we could be wrong, but this is just our knowledge that we think is right. But again, don't take it to heart. It is strictly for your informational purposes. Put it together with what you know, and you can come up with a solid advice. We don't want to be steering you down the wrong path, even if it's the right path, because we cannot be held responsible for that if it's wrong. So, there are a lot of rules being changed, though, from what I understand about money laundering.
Yes, there is, and that's why banks are tightening down on audits. We did 3 different audits within the last month. Usually they're spread it apart, but everybody sent their paperwork over at once. And we was real shocked for one of them to come and say, can we see your other bank's audit? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a lawyer, but I do know this, and I was told this by a lawyer. Another bank can ask for another bank audit. Now, you can willingly give it up to them, but they can't really ask for it. So that's what told me this bank must really be fishing, trying to make themselves look good with the IRS, probably because they done something and they're in trouble and they're trying to bring somebody down with them. I won't say what bank it is, but I think it's really slick that they've even attempted to email us and ask us that question.
Okay, here you go. Next one up is Mr. Edwards. Thank you for the comment. 1 ounce silver buys you 3 ribeye steaks. What's crazier, LOL price of silver or beef right now? I know, right? That
I didn't know 1 ounce silver could buy 3 ribeye steaks.
Well, yeah, $20 a pop, not cooked, of course.
Oh yeah, not cooked. Yes, I'd start saying it. I think they're 40 or 50 if you buy them in a restaurant.
Yeah, I think we paid like 35, 40 at the Roadhouse the other day. I don't know.
Yeah.
1 ounce of silver is worth more than a barrel of oil. Oh yeah, that is right.
That is true.
Barrel of oil is like 50 in the mid 50s, higher 50s.
We can get a whole barrel of oil now, guys. We're rich.
This Coin Crew saying hi to Bad Gateway. Scrolling down, I think I'm not that far behind. I don't think. Oh, I'm caught up. Hello to the 2 best Coin Crew brothers on YouTube, including the Mrs. CC as well. Thank you, Miss Laurel.
Oh, wait a minute, we ain't getting CC in there, or unless you're talking Carson City dollars.
I'm talking about the Coin Crew, the CC. So yeah, I think this new silver price today, again, it is like just around 69 to 1. 69.04 to 1. Silver is sitting at 61.26. Gold is at 42.16. So now I think I am officially the first guy to have a video, it happens to be a live stream out, this talks about silver being at 61, unless someone's live right now. 61.26.
Oh, I'm alive.
That is an astounding price. Who would have thought 6 months ago, with silver being half as much? I mean, the analytics didn't say silver's going to double in 6 months, did it? I think kind of since September,
they did say it goes out. At first they said 50, then they moved it up to 60 as it hit 50. So I don't know. Is
September has taken everybody
70 the new closeout high? What, guys? For this year?
Yeah, it's just crazy because, you know, back in September it started to run because in August it was 30 something. So it ain't even been 6 months. Hasn't even been 6 months and it's doubled in price. So I think a lot of people have to get comfortable with it. Some people can't afford this new price. Buy some 90%. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
So now we earlier before the show started, you and I were talking about a show. Someone was asking about a show and they were wanting the info on one of your coin shows, the Arkansas coin show. You got that little flyer with you? We'll make you big.
I sure do.
Here, let's get you big up here.
Let me get it zoomed up just for that show.
And here you go. First annual Arkansas State Coin Show, October 1st through the 3rd, 2026. So that's next October. There you go. You get early bird passes.
Well, it's the next October coming up because we already passed October up.
Well, I know it's this coming up October. Yeah, it's at the state. What did it say? State whatever house.
It is at State House.
That again, and we'll just tell people to freeze it if they want when the show's over. We're at 39 minutes and 30 seconds in. Just go to that point.
It's State House Convention Center.
And you can read that once the show's over. 39 minutes and 30 seconds in. All right, bro. Thank you.
One-way traffic at 3 p.m. I think my wife wanted to run everybody out by 4. I don't know why she did that. That's on the last day of the show, though, guys.
Shep Celsius says, I was looking for the contact info website for the Fort Smith, Arkansas Coin Club. Oh, that's what you're looking for. You got contact info that? Fort Smith, Arkansas Coin Club.
Marco Polo will have it.
Yeah, just
Is he still up in the?
you hear Marco Polo? Marco Polo. So yeah, if you're here, just put the info down there for him, Shep. All right, for Shep, Marco. Okay. Here we go. Marcus Green says, I am older stacker and I want to know if I should streamline my types of bullion now to make it easier for my estate heirs. What do you recommend? So to streamline his estate, what do you recommend doing, Mike?
Well,
what should Marcus do? Marcus Green.
I don't know if I'd streamline it or not.
What I would do is I would take my ounces of silver. I would go to a more basic form, something that's closer to spot. If you have like $80, $90 ounces, I would streamline them into just generic 90%. And then collectible coins, probably certified, would be better.
Yes.
And if it's a U.S. Mint coin, the big box stuff, that's easy to look up to. You want to streamline it into things that are easy for your heirs to understand what it is. A raw coin is not easy to understand. A $60 piece of silver or a $70 piece of silver starts to get a little confusing too. So try to get them close to spot on your silver. That'll streamline it. And mark it down. Well, you think that might be a good idea, or you think got any different ideas there, Mike, for streamlining an estate?
Well, you need to definitely write everything down that he has. The thing is, like some of the coins, if they're raw, they're at the mercy of that coin dealer. What it's really
where I was talking about certified collectibles.
But if it's certified, it makes it a little bit keeping them up. If he's not an honest dealer, it'll keep him honest.
There you go. Yeah, just make everything easy to look up. Here we go, Mike. Right. Can you tell us some of the items you've packed for the fun show in this January?
Let's see. 10 boxes of Carson City silver dollars. We got guys, I got some 94S Morgans I'm bringing. I got some really nice stuff. I have an actual end cap. I have 4 tables, 2 corners, and it's going to be filled. We're going to have 16 to 18 showcases filled with stuff. We are bringing a lot of new product with us. And then we got the men across from us that has some new product for me that I'm going to be throwing in cases too. So be there or be square.
Here you go. JJ is saying, what's up with this? 69 likes and 162 watching.
Oh, shoot. Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because each person has 2 thumbs. So that's 200 thumbs that aren't working.
Wait a minute, I'm going to pick some of it. I'm going to pick some of it right here. Hang on.
Here we go. Crazy Stacker, thank you for the comment, my friend. Guys, we appreciate everybody.
I see 80 thumbs up now.
There you go. As the silver price increases, will a graded silver numismatic piece, like a graded Morgan CC, increase at the same rate as silver round does? No, they don't increase at the same rate. Sometimes they're slower, sometimes they're already accelerating faster, and they'll remain faster. Numismatic is a different market than stacking, is it not? It's going to beat to its own drum. But the benefit about numismatics, it is slightly affected by silver and gold. Therefore, if we have a pullback, and I mentioned that in my video yesterday, if there's a pullback on silver or gold, the numismatic piece, yeah, it will eventually come down, but it won't come down as fast. And some of them won't even come down at all. So that is the advantage for numismatics over just stacking. What say you? You kind of agree with that, or what do you think? Or disagree? Do you disagree?
No, I agree with you. I'm easy.
There you go. Here we go. Mr. E, what can I sell my 90% silver for currently? Did I miss your response? He wants to know what he can sell it for currently. I sold some at 40. I mean, is there?
You're probably gonna. I'm gonna tell you right now. You got foundry companies paying about $6 back, so you're looking at $6-7 back. Because if you got a good LCS, he will definitely at least match or be a little above that. But right now, we're selling 90% less than spot.
Excuse me. I just had a serious yawn come on. I apologize.
But like I said, I'm not your LCS. I don't know how they're going to pay. I mean, I can't tell you what they're going to pay.
Here we go, Crazy Stacker. It would be like a graded $20 gold piece versus a 1 ounce gold price. The St. Gaudens still don't come down as fast, or the libs come down as fast as a 1 ounce gold right away.
That's right.
Spiky Mikey says, thank you guys for streaming. I learned a lot. Being in Canada, should I stick with 80% or invest in 90%? I think that's a geographical question, isn't it?
It is. Do you like that 10% more silver? That's what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, but if the premium is too much for that extra for the U.S. constitutional versus the Canadian, yeah, I would stick with the Canadian. But if it's not too much more, I would grab the 90, because you're still in North America, and U.S. constitutional silver is worth more than most other countries. Morgan Peace Dollars going for lower than silver for the common ones. Not wholesale.
It's peace dollars, not mortgage.
Yeah, not wholesale. They're just selling like that on some of the auction sites and such.
I'm selling peace dollars. I'm selling peace dollars below silver.
No, I'm saying the mortgage.
No, yeah. No. Auction.
Man, I get tired.
I went to the auction. God, I almost wanted to run back to my shop and grab some of mine. Calls was bringing $60-65. I'm going, what the heck am I doing?
I had trouble yesterday. Gave him 40-45 for him.
I know. I'm sitting there going, man, I need to go back to the shop and grab my. If it was an hour and a half away, I would have.
Asha says he bought some Spiky Mikey just picked up some 80% today because bought it lower and got a better deal than 90. So yeah, weigh that in on that, Spiky. See which one's the better deal, closer to spot price or further below spot. Is $450 below spot for 90% silver a good deal? I think it is.
Yes.
I think that's a great retail price, Silver Shelby.
You're getting it for that. That's it.
What's gray sheet on a 2022 W Gold Eagle MS70 cameo signed John Hall, PCDS founder, 217 issued? Worth the same thing as an ounce of gold.
To me, it is. I don't buy into that. I can order any of that stuff with a signature on. I get NGC or PCDS, either one to do that.
And to touch base on it again, and I hate to keep bringing it up, but that video I did yesterday was only 5 minutes long, but yet there was so much information packed in it, and it didn't seem crowded. I sat there and said, some of the metal prices have surpassed the numismatic collectability of some coins, and that is probably one of them. So that's something you have to take in granted. If you can get a coin that's normally more if gold or silver was lower, that's the numismatic coin you want if you can get it at near the metal price. Again, with what, 65s or 64 St. Gaudens? You can get at metal price, right?
Yeah.
One of the two?
64s.
64. So you're better off buying a 64 St. Gaudens versus a raw St. Gaudens because the gold's worth more. Here we go. St. Gaudens grade MS64, 65, you were saying could pick up at the same as what did you say on that earlier? I think
64s, not 5s.
64s at spot, 65s are slightly over.
At the spot of an ounce of gold, not at the melt value of a $20 gold piece.
Yeah, and we said spot. We didn't say melt. So thank you for clarifying that. Okay, any shows in Texas or Louisiana? Ask favors 5-9.
Well, they got
Yes,
a
you
show
know.
going this weekend. It's Grapevine, Texas,
That's this weekend.
and I won't be there.
Why not?
If I do another show during December, I might be looking for a new home.
Oh, that's right. You guys said the show you just hosted last Saturday was your last show of the year. Hey, that was my last show of the year too. Go figure that one out.
Well,
As a
my
matter of
wife
fact,
says this time of month, she didn't even like the idea of doing one period in December.
now we were talking about you and I were talking about when we're going to take off from the chat. So so our next chat is 16th. Is that our last day next week for the year?
Next
or
week would be, yeah, I think that'll be it until
the next
after
one's the
first of the year.
23rd. Yeah,
I can't do one on the 23rd.
so next week we are off our last one for the year, and then we will not be on live Tuesday night on the 23rd or the 30th. I will be back on the 6th, but Mike will be in Florida, so we don't know if he will come
I will
back
try
with
to
us.
get up.
So we're going to have 2 weeks, no dealer chat. So next week, mark your calendars, our last one of 2025. So if I miss you guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. And also, having said that, no lives whatsoever on Coin Crew. Social platforms, whether it be YouTube, whatnot, whatever, Insta, Facebook. We are not live anywhere from after the 21st all the way until the 6th or the 5th, rather.
But I want
5th
you
of
guys
July,
all, and if you can't make it back next week, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and
so yeah,
God bless all your families.
I don't do any lives in between Christmas and New Year's at all. And I'm sure Mike has family plans as well.
I do. Got grandbabies to see and everything else, and I'm looking forward to that.
So I'll be making videos. I'm sure Mike will be making videos that we'll put up, but we're not going to be live. So again, 2 weeks off, no dealer chat, no auctions in between Christmas, New Year's, whether it be whatnot or YouTube. Here we go. 1987 Silver Eagle for 1,300 for 20. A good deal. Got 80. Got an 80 for 1986 silver. So 1,380, a good deal.
Huh.
Not quite understanding what you're asking. Are you asking if 1,300 for 20 Silver Eagles is a good deal? Yeah.
It is.
That's $65 a coin.
I saw the original row in the orange for that.
Yeah. That's the first half of 87. It has the orange caps on the end. I got the 87 both ways.
You know, what really made me sick was right after I sold them, its silver started just going up.
I know, man. I should have bought more.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, look at that. 61.34 silver. Wow. That is awesome. You want to touch base on some of the shows we got coming up because we got like a 5-minute warning just came across.
Well, guys, you know that we got a show coming up in February 7th. We'll have another Joplin show. And then we're going to have a show starting off the year. We will be in Fun Show. That's when I attend. We go to Houston. But going back to our shows, our first show for the year will be in June after the Joplin show. Then we have another show coming up after that. It'll be a July Joplin show. Then after that, we're going to have our also in July. Let me rephrase that back. We're also going to have a show in Lansing, Michigan, Keith's home state. Then we're also going to have one more show in October. And guys, while I'm down in Fun, I will be having a few meetings. So if you do make it by my table and I'm not there, don't leave yet. Come by. I will do my pictures with you and everything else if you like. I I just got some meetings I have to do. I'm going to try to do them early in the morning before they let the public in. We have the U.S. Mint we have to meet with. We got a few other deals we got to meet with, like CAC and all them. So we got a lot of stuff going on there. So guys, make sure if you're there to see me, my wife can always call me. I'll come over and see you guys.
So I want to thank all the new subscribers. I want to thank everybody for giving us a thumbs up, sharing out this video. And to cap up what he says, just real quick without going over the shows, you've got the big shows with the U.S. Mint. You have Tulsa in June, Lansing in July, Arkansas at the end of September, beginning of October. Or what is that? And then Joplin is the one-day show is in February. Is that
February,
right?
and then the date for July will be coming out soon. We'll be sliding in there because we might have to move that out 1 month because I got a few shows in July. We have one set. We're supposed to have one in July. They usually like it about that time, but my big shows come first. So we're trying to make them work for everybody. That's why we didn't give a date yet on that.
So I will be set up at each one of these shows. If you want to come see me, slap me upside the head or whatever, I'm easy. As long as you don't call me late for dinner, right? So I want to thank everybody for coming, all your awesome support. You want to talk about your website for a minute? You got a website. It looks pretty darn good.
I do?
You do, yeah.
Is that MidAmericaCoins.com? I've never been there.
There you go. Go check out Mike's website. He will have info about the shows up there as well. I have a website, but I ain't got no info about no shows.
Yeah, we're going to be listing all the shows for 2026 up on there. So guys, yes, check our website out. Even shows we're attending, we're going to start putting all them up there so you know where we're at. And check us out. Stop in. Once again, I am looking for putting more shows in for 2027. So I'm going to ask it again. If you got a good size area where we can bring in enough people, we'd love to host one in your state with the U.S. Mint and NGC. Thank you.
So I guess that's about it. You going to call it a night, or we want to talk about some silver before we end? That's $61. How much?
It is. I told you we're going to be talking 62.
Man.
We are going to be talking 62 silver by morning.
You think so?
Well, my crystal ball just lit up.
All right, guys.
Marco Polo had it hidden in this flag here, and I found it.
All right. So I do want to thank everybody for coming. And again, share it out if you liked it. We'd sure appreciate it. We will be back next week, last show of the year. Having said all that, have a great night and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's if we don't see you next week. You want to say anything?
Yes, I'm going to say the same thing. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. I hope I get to hear from you guys next week. But if we don't, there's always next year.
There is next year. That's right. So we'll be back next week and then next year.
I just can't believe the year went by so fast.
I know, right? Have a great day, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Right.